butter 50 over, the finish time. And this type of cricket here, where there's slight more pressure, there's fielders around the bat, and I think it can only help in their own personal development.
Yeah, and I also think it, people often can feel that the longer format of the game can be laborious and tiresome. It's only when you see what we've seen over the last couple of days, and no doubt about it, if there was a third day, this would be, well, it is a really good game of cricket, but, it would have the potential to be, a cracker.
Without doubt. I think when initially you've only got 3 days play, and one day you lose one day to the weather, it's going to be very, very difficult in 2 days to find a positive result for one side. And I suppose the way that yesterday went with our guys batting to get themselves up to 300, leaving one day to try and manage the result is always going to be very, very difficult. And I think, as you say, that's where the benefit of having that extra day would make things very, very intriguing.
For sure. 19 without loss now. Leinster Lightning finishing on 378, declaring on 378. A lead of 76. What does the day job have you do, Ian?
I attempt to uphold the law up in the north.
Splendid.
For my sins.
Splendid. Good delivery there from O'Brien.
I think it's testimony to the pitch that the head groundsman that Kevin's able to run in a bowl, and still the ball is passing the batsman above shoulder high. I think there's been it's been a fair competition between bat and ball over the course of the game.
Yeah, and one of the things that pleased me when I was talking with Kevin just prior to lunch today, for a guy who's achieved what he's achieved, he still has a fearsome competitive streak in him, and you can see that out here, and it's just fantastic.
Without doubt, and I think anybody who knows Kevin, certainly you wouldn't expect anything less from a guy who has, as you quite rightly say, has played the game around the world at the highest level. So for him to come back to Ireland and play in our own domestic competition and still play the same way that he plays, regardless of who he's playing for, I think shows that there's value to this competition, and there's value to having our top players back here playing in this competition.
And on that very note, we were just commenting on how great it is to see Stuart Thompson back playing.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see Stuart back. I would say it's been well documented, his break from cricket. I spoke to Stuart when he came back. He has thrown himself, he's captain of his club at Eglinton, and so I mentioned earlier there that they are sitting top of the table. He's thrown himself fully behind the club, is enjoying his cricket. He's been reinvigorated, and it was pretty much left up to Stuart in terms of his availability for the Inter-Provincial games that were left. I spoke to him and basically told him that there was no pressure on him, from my point of view, for him to play, and that if he felt ready to play, all he had to do was let me know, and very quickly got a thumbs up and I'm ready to play. And as you can see, since he's come back, he has been back to the old Stuart Thompson that we know and love so well. So long may that continue.
You know, one of the things I have always enjoyed when watching Stuart play is his fielding. He's a fantastic fielder.
Without doubt. And in terms of someone who plays international cricket, I think we no longer have just a batter or a bowler or an all-rounder. Everybody is now an all-rounder, because if you're a batsman, you're expected to field, and if you're a bowler, you're also expected to field. So, but in terms of our fielding unit, Stuart certainly is the leader of the pack and someone who we look to create
Big
something
appeal
when
from
he's out.
Dockrell. Big appeal from Dockrell. Dockrell looking to make what has already been a really splendid day for him into a mighty day.
Yeah, there's a few teapots out in the outfield there, Heatley, and certainly from our position here, we're close to straight on. Those are the types of decision which maybe a few years ago weren't being given, but I suppose since the inception of the decision review system, then more and more often decisions like that go to the benefit of the bowler, as opposed to in the past where perhaps the batsman may have got the benefit of the doubt.
Got to mention our umpires, David Bradley and Azam Ali Beg. I think they've both done a splendid job.
They have indeed, and I know late yesterday afternoon at the close of play, when Sean Terry was facing Suraj, the guys, there was a very, very loud and vociferous LBW appeal, which saw me scrambling over towards our analyst and behind us here to have a look at it on the video, and closely followed by Azim, as I might add, coming off the pitch to find out what the decision was like. And in fairness to him, he was absolutely 100% correct with the not out decision.
Yeah, as we know, they play such an important role. In fact, the game is just impossible without them. The men in the middle.
And I think the fact that it's probably only now that we're actually talking about them is testimony of the fact that, you know, the umpires are doing a good job if they're nearly invisible and we're not talking about them.
Ross Allen has done very well here.
He has, yeah. Just another 4 balls to survive now until the tea interval. So we'd be very, very happy if the 0 stayed underneath the wickets column on the scoreboard.
O'Brien to Allen. Just leaves it through to the keeper. A lot of oohs and ahs and come on Kevy boys and come on this boy and that boy and whatever boy he may be. I'm not quite sure, but great encouragement on the part of Kevin's colleagues on the Leinster Lightning team, but young Ross Allen has been terrific. And it's, you know, it's such an invaluable experience for a boy like Ross, Ian.
Yeah, indeed. Up until, I know we touched on it briefly yesterday, the circumstances that brought Ross to the top of our innings, and I have no doubt that again Ross is also a member of the Eglinton club, and it's also seen him being elevated in their batting lineup as well, which is, I think the two have gone hand in hand, and Eglinton have benefited from his experience with the Warriors and vice versa.
Sounds to me like a win-win.
Long may that continue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ross has been very, very watchful today. and it certainly as he has been with the majority of the innings that he's played since we moved him to the top of the order, and it's not the easiest place to bat, especially when you're faced with a quality bowling lineup that what the Leinster Lightning possess.
What other youngsters, Ian, are coming through the Northwest system that aren't playing here today?
Well, we've got our 3 Irish under-19 internationals. We have the McClintock twins, William and Gary, and Aaron Gillespie from the Strabane club as well. So those 3 guys obviously are all playing senior cricket, and unfortunately, certainly in William and Gary's part, they've both moved away from school now, and they're in full-time employment, and with the games that they've already played this year, they're finding it difficult just to get that time off work. But hopefully they'll find a way of getting back into the system again.
Absolutely, 2 tremendously talented young cricketers, 2 great lads, William and Gary McClintock. And so I'm going to say thanks very much to Ian. You've really been of enormous benefit to me over the last couple of days, and I thank you very much for it.
Thank you indeed, Heatley. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, well, it's been my pleasure, and I hope we can have many more chats over many more years.
I look forward to it.
I hope so. Ian McGregor, lead coach of the Northwest Warriors and Irish selector, my guest this afternoon, and I'm delighted to have had him with me. Remember to win a signed Inter-Pro cricket bat. You can do so by simply entering and retweeting hashtag HANLEYIPWin. Terms and conditions apply, and the competition closes on the 25th of August 2016.
Series. We pride ourselves on service excellence, quality and innovation, dedicated to partnering with world-class achievers. Our energy management systems can achieve sustained energy reductions with zero impact on operations. Critical power and data center environments demand 100% uptime. We provide customized solutions using thousands of products, including Powerhive, our very own server room in a box for the office environment. HANLEY Energy, bringing you the Inter-Provincial series.
And a very good afternoon to you, and welcome back to Malahide Cricket Club. This is a 3-day game between the Leinster Lightning and the Northwest Warriors, a HANLEY Energy IP Championship game. George Dockrell. George Dockrell's first delivery there, hit through the covers by young Ross Allen for 4. And I'm going to say hello and a very good afternoon, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Stuart Thompson. Good afternoon to you, Stuart.
Good afternoon, HANLEY. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. Delighted to have you. Your thoughts on the sort of overall game thus far?
Quite disappointed we lost the first day to the rain. Unfortunate. Otherwise, I think it would have turned out to be a very good game. Obviously, if we batted tonight and then threw in the next day and give Leinster a tricky scory attack, it would have turned out to be an interesting game. But I think at the minute it's petering out to a draw because of that first day lost to the weather.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think had we had a third day, let's say tomorrow, I think it really would have been a fascinating game.
Yeah, definitely. The wicket's been good, and you really have to take advantage in the morning with the new ball. And I think with a third day on that pitch, it might turn a little bit more and bring the spinners into the game, which could lead to a few wickets on the last day.
Yeah. George Dockrell bowling for Leinster Lightning, doing so from the Dublin Road end. Ross Allen, nice shot. Kevin goes in chase. There should be an easy 2. There is an easy 2. The Warriors moving on now to 26 without loss. You enjoy this format of the game? You like the sort of longer element of the game?
Yeah, I do. It brings its own challenges. It's a lot different to white ball cricket. I like bowling with the red ball. It brings its own challenges, and having to bowl with consistent line and length and try and work out how to get a batsman out on the day, and especially on good batting tracks, you really have to find their weakness and plan accordingly. And then obviously batting it's a real test of character to be able to bat for long periods of time against good quality bowling. It's a challenge, and I think that's why it's called Test cricket. Really testing all techniques and the ability to play it.
Yeah, and you've been around a long time now in terms of the overall Inter-Pro series. Every aspect, the 20 over, the 50 over format, and indeed the 3-day format. Your thoughts on it?
I think the standards improved a lot from the first time it was played 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It's getting a lot more coverage. I think it was good having Gary Wilson and potentially William Porterfield back for the 50 over game last week. And it's attracting all the good players back to play. But the standards lifting, and that was the aim at the beginning, to bridge the gap between club cricket and international cricket, and it's definitely doing that.
Peter Chase into the attack for Leinster Lightning. David Rankin on strike. In comes Chase. Right arm over the wicket. Nicely tucked around the corner for a single. Gathered by Simi Singh and into Tucker. Got to mention Eglinton Cricket Club to you. Top of the league.
Yeah, top at the minute, yeah.
Yeah. Exciting times.
It is. Normally the league campaign's over at this stage of the season, so 3 massive games coming up, starting with Brigade this weekend at home.
I'm sure you've spoken to the coach about that once or twice.
Yeah, there's been a bit of banter in the change room about how the league's going and things. But yeah, the league's fascinating this year. We've got five clubs still within a chance of winning the league, which is great for it. but we also all play each other in the running. So whoever wins their next series of games will lift the trophy, and hopefully it does.
Yeah, fantastic. And I have to say, got to get my head around the fact that Strabane won't be in your Premier League next year. Extraordinary for a club who are, I suppose, one of the premier clubs in the Northwest. I don't think they've ever played Division 2 cricket in their 140-year history.
Yeah, well, they've always been playing since I've been playing, and since I've been watching as well. It is strange to think that they won't be in the league next year, especially after winning it, I think, 2 years ago. And they still have a lot of good players at the club. I don't know what's went wrong this year, or why they're at the bottom. But yeah, we'll be strange without them next year for sure.
So from an Eglinton perspective, you say you've many games left of you to play?
Three games left. Home to Brigade, home to Coleraine, and away to Donaghmana.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, a tricky running, but
Yeah, I'd be tempted to travel for one of them. Even sounds fantastic.
But if we are winners, then I think we'd deserve to win it with that running. So. And
in terms of the points difference between first and second, as we stand to you.
Well, at the minute, 2 points for a victory, and we are currently on top with 14 points, and everyone else is on 12 or 10.
Oh wow!
Donaghmana are on 10, and they have 2 games in hand, and one of them's us. So if they win their next 5, they would be champions. So yeah, everyone's still in with a good shout. So this weekend will be huge. We play at home to Brigade. And I think Ardmore's playing Coleraine as well, and Ardmore's still in the chance as well.
Yeah. So. And talking about all things Eglinton, good to see your colleague, young boy out there, doing terribly well.
Yeah, he's done fantastic this year, both at club level and Inter-Provincial. He always had the talent, and he went across to Leeds University this year, and he's with so much confidence in his batting, which is great to see. And he got an opportunity to open for the Warriors when there was maybe 10 overs left in a day, and he went in and batted positively and came out the next day and batted until lunch. So he's rightfully kept that opening position, and he's done fantastic for us this year. And it was nice to see him get a couple of wickets as well with the ball. But as a club level as well, he's as a captain to be able to turn to someone like Ross Allen, left arm spinner, he gets a lot of wickets for me and bowls with great control in that league as well. So no, he's a good young player, and I hope he keeps progressing.
I'm sure he will. Tell me a little bit about the club structure in Eglinton. So how many senior men's teams do you field?
We have 3. We did struggle this year to get, if there was 3 playing on the same day. Yeah. It would have been a struggle. But we have a very good youth structure, which is something we can be very proud of, because there's a lot of clubs that I think participation levels have gone down a little bit in the Northwest. But our club stayed strong, and our under-13s are top of the league, under-11s are top. Under-11s are in the All-Ireland final coming up in September, so that's great to see. And the under-15s are also top of their league, so we have fantastic numbers on a Friday night and a Tuesday night as well. So yeah, the club's in a very healthy position, and it's something that we do rely on, is bringing players up from the youth system. As our first team shows at the minute, it's a team that's played cricket since under-13s, under-15s together.
Fantastic.
And so we do rely on that. We don't have the pull of other clubs to bring players from other clubs. But I like the way we do it, and I think our way is sustainable, and hopefully we'll reap the rewards in this year and years to come.
And you talk about the numbers you have playing youth cricket. You got some good young cricketers coming through as well. Is there a bit of talent coming through? Yeah,
there is. We have Thomas Orr. He's a hockey player, so very good hockey player apparently. So we might lose him to that sport eventually, but he has a array of sweeps, reverse sweeps, paddles, and it's quite refreshing to see it in someone, a 14-year-old, being able to play all the shots. Young Miller as well at the club. He's captain under 13s and under 11s maybe as well. I think he's still at primary school, so he's a leg spinner, and down to watch, like, impressed with naming those two. There's definitely other players there.
And what any ladies cricket in the Northwest? Is it starting to get a bit of traction now?
Yeah, it's been going for the last couple of years. I know Brady are quite strong, and the guy batting out, David, his sister is captain of Brady, and she's a very good player. And Egginton have put a team in the last couple of years. So again, it's getting that exposure and getting more numbers and getting it out there that women's cricket's being played, and hopefully it'll excel. I think with the successes of the Irish women's team, like the wins against South Africa, and they'll be playing at Brady as well in the next coming weeks.
Yeah,
so I think
it really is a fantastic piece of work on the part of Cricket Ireland to have the Irish ladies play Bangladesh in the morning, and then the men's side play Hong Kong. I just hope it gets a good crowd, and let's hope the weather gods treat us well, because that promises to be a terrific, two terrific days.
Two terrific days at Brady. Yeah, hopefully the sun shines on it, and it should be a spectacle, and it should draw a big crowd.
I hope so. Peter Chase, Ross Allen, in comes Chase. Allen getting in behind it, just patting it back to the bowler. My guest this afternoon, I'm delighted to be joined by Irish international and Northwest Warriors player Stuart Thompson. Very impressed also when we talk about Graham Kennedy.
To brag a little bit about it, he's won a great series in Sussex recently with the Northwest under-17s, and he managed to score 100 and a couple of 50s over there, and with that form there was an opportunity to play in this game, and I thought he batted really well yesterday for his 28 or 30 he got. And he's also a very handy left arm seamer as well, so yeah, he's one for the future, and he's still only, like, he just got his GCSE results there this morning, so he's making me feel very old.
You do okay?
He hasn't told us yet. He's kept that one very quiet. So I hope he's done well.
I'm sure he has. Ball just running wide of the slip cordon there. Another 4 to Allen. Another 4 to the total. Northwest Warriors now 36 without loss. Leinster declared on a 300, and George Dockrell's.
He's always wanted to work very hard on his batting, and even coming in at 8 there shows how strong the Leinster batting lineup is, and he played some great shots, and it was although I didn't like watching it from cover, but it was good to see him get that 100, and
it was actually very similar to Williams's 100, I thought. Came in at a relatively tricky time, you know, wickets had fallen as they had yesterday for the Warriors, and he was really chanceless.
Yeah, it was chanceless, and I think he came out straight away and showed intent to score, and he left very well, and then played positively, taking singles, taking fielders' arms on as well, and he accumulated really quickly, and it was one of those innings where you look up the scoreboard and he's only come in, but he's raced to 30 very quickly without seemingly hitting the boundary. So, and then he kicked on from there.
Nice shot by Allen. Driven sweetly through the covers. I don't think it'll go. It's just the 2 runs. Just saying it's yourself, Craig Young, Jared. Really good bowl.
And Shurish Randiv as well, a test cricketer bowling off spin as well. So no, that's something we do pride ourselves on. Last year and this year is our bowling, and unfortunately we lost Graham to the Knights this year, which would have added even more to our seam attack. But yeah, we do have a decent bowling attack. But today, I don't think we bowled as well as what we could have. We kind of let them get the 3, 7, 8. But no, it is a good bowling attack, and if we had Graham back as well, it would be even better. But
who knows what the future holds, Stuart?
I think Craig bowled very well today. He
bowled beautifully, I thought.
He bowled beautifully off front to get the wickets of John Anderson and fine leg. And the thing with Craig is he's relentless with his pace. Like his third spell would be just as quick as his first spell, which is it's a great asset for the team. And he does bring the bowlers coming in the other end as well. If Craig's firing up bowling from one end, then you have a real job to do to keep that standard up.
Rankin looking to bowl, not successfully on that occasion. In comes Dockrell. Yeah, one of the features we were talking about, Stuart, is just how good it is to see so many young. I mean, I think there's 6 under-19 boys playing in this particular game, which I hope bodes well for the future of this series and Irish cricket in general.
Yeah, definitely, and I think there's a couple of them in the Irish side next week or the next 2 weeks against the Hong Kong in the 2020s. I think you got young Lorcan Tucker in there. Yeah. Josh Little as well as an exciting prospect, left arm seamer. Lorcan batted very well today. He batted well in the game, and I would have thought that his T20 skills, the skills he has with the batter, are fantastic. So I'm looking forward to in those T20s and see how it goes there. But yeah, just to echo that, I think seeing so many young players playing this and playing to a very high standard bodes well for the standard of Inter-Provincial cricket, but then also for the future of Irish cricket as well.
40 without loss now. Peter Chase continuing with his spell, or is he? Yes, he is. So, Stuart, what do you do during the winter? Are you a multi-sportsman? Do you play other sports? Do you?
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to play rugby or football with being a contracted player. Something I'd love to do, but there's too many risks involved. I can't be going out and playing rugby and popping a shoulder and being out for the winter. It's the first winter actually we have where we don't have a lot of tours. So I don't really know what I'll be doing with myself. I think there's an option that I might go away for the winter and go into the southern hemisphere and play a bit of cricket down there. That's one option. But if not, it's a case of getting in the nets, getting in the gym, and preparing for the coming months and getting back into cricket season again.
And are you a keen sports follower? You like all sport? Or?
Yeah, I'll definitely be trying to get across the Old Trafford now and again.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No, please, Stuart, don't tell me.
You can't be a Liverpool fan, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm even more tortured than a Liverpool fan. I'm afraid I'm an Arsenal man.
We all have our problems. Don't worry about it.
That's not a problem. That's a cross to bear, I'm afraid. Yeah, just waiting to see as to who we're going to draw in the Champions League now. I think the draw is being made at 5 o'clock.
We don't have that problem this year, unfortunately.
Happy with your new manager?
Happy so far, yeah. I think the signings he's brought in have been exciting, and it's good to see Zlatan off the mark already as well. So,
I think he's going to be interesting to watch this year.
Yeah,
He's such a great player.
Yep, has all the credentials. So I just hope he can fire up in the Premiership. But I can't see why he won't. And it's good to see Pogba back as well. I do think we'll win the league, but as a United fan, I have to say it. And there's a drop.
And there's a drop catch.
Slip.
Yeah, the skipper won't be happy with that. He juggled with it 3 or 4 times. On each occasion, I thought he had it. I thought he was going to pop it.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to pop it back up to himself there, but just snatched at it a couple of times and ended up behind him. It was good delivery from Peter Chase there, the left-hander, coming around the wicket and getting it to straighten on Ross Allen.
To say I like his temperament, Stuart.
Yeah,
he doesn't seem to get
too flustered at all or anything. Yeah, he's a wise head on young shoulders.
Mm. So you always been a United man?
I had no choice really. My father's a big United man as well.
Okay.
So
you've been tortured all your life.
Not the worst team to be growing up in, to be fair. My mother's a West Ham fan, so I'm glad I chose Man United.
Exciting time for West Ham with the new stadium now, and
not a bad time to be a West Ham fan.
Absolutely,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So you're confident of a successful league campaign?
I hope so. Yeah, I'm quietly confident. I'm not going to. Well, I think he will bring silverware for us, and
I got to ask you, and I want a truthful answer. Where you are a Mourinho, please?
I thought it was harsh on Van Gaal to get sacked the way he did. Pointed straight away. He comes and goes, so he's normally comes for, but he. So that
80%.
I'm happy he's there. I'm happy he's there for now.
Yeah, I know he's certainly an interesting character. So no doubt you were a huge Fergie man.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
He's a legend, isn't he?
He certainly is that.
It's between him and Roy Torrance for my favourite manager of all time.
I'm definitely in the Torrance camp. Not sure if you're watching Roy, but if you are, a very good afternoon to you. Hope you're enjoying the cricket here in Malahide. A legend of Irish cricket, the great Roy Torrance. Nicely swept from Rankin. It's just the single. Sorensen down on the deep square leg boundary. Dockrell to Allen. Again, nicely guided. Another single to the total. 42 now without loss. Final question on football. Next up for United, who?
Away to Hull on Saturday.
They started okay.
They've started very well. I'm not surprised at all. Under Mike Phelan, he had an unbelievable spell with Ferguson at Manchester United as well. So yeah, they're 2 wins from 2. They'll be full of confidence, but I think we'll do the business.
Okay. You mentioned rugby. Would you watch a rugby match?
Yep.
You interested? Yeah,
I'd watch a good bit of rugby. I'd follow the local club, City of Derry. Got a few, played there for a couple of years, and then cricket took over. So I'd still follow them. Still have a lot of friends play there as well. Try and follow Super 15 as well in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah. And you get to watch any of the Pro 12? You watch anything of?
I haven't been down to Ravenhall in a while. I used to go when I was playing. I would have been quite frequent down there, but it's something I could do this winter. Definitely is get down there and watch Ulster play and hopefully get one over Leinster.
I think Connacht are the side.
Yeah,
they've been
were
fantastic.
Yeah,
really,
they were fantastic last year. I know Ulster have made a few good signings this year, and they're looking for a big season. So. He's looking to go to Gibney's.
One or two of the Leinster Lightning guys just looking forward to their after-game refreshments. Good delivery from Chase. He's bowled well in this spell.
Yeah, he has. He's very dangerous when he comes. I faced a lot of him in nets and in a few of these games as well. He goes across left-hander, so when he does come around the wicket, he gets the ball. He has this knack of getting the ball to straighten, so he makes you play. Like, you think the ball is coming on the angle, it's coming in towards your body and towards your stumps, and he has that knack of getting it to straighten, which brings the slips the keeper into play. So, no, when he gets it right with the pace as well, like he can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
It's good to see him getting a good run in the Irish side as well.
Yeah, I thought he had a really good series against Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I thought he bowled beautifully.
By all accounts, he was brilliant with the ball. Should fill him with confidence as well going into the T20s, and I think he was selected in the series in South Africa as well. So should be a good experience for him.
Yeah, young guy as well. Local boy, plays his cricket here with Malahide Cricket Club. Nicely played. There'll be no stopping that. I hope my cameraman down there, Big Baz, had an anxious look on his face for a while. Scared the ball was going to pop the rope, I think. You're okay, Baz. Hang in there, son. Again, nicely played from Ross there. Three slips and a gully. Peter Chase, well played, Ross Allen, right behind it. So where's home? Stuart, are you living near the village of Eglinton, or are you?
Yeah, I'm in the village of Eglinton. A couple of minutes from the ground, which is handy. Still living with the parents. Get out very soon.
It's hard to beat Mum's cooking though, Stuart.
And the washing.
I'll tell you
and
now.
The laundry.
Now you're talking, son.
And the sheets are made.
Now you're talking. This is a HANLEY Energy IP Championship 3-day game between Leinster Lightning and the Northwest Warriors. One would have to say it's very much draw bound. However, the Lightning will be keen to snarl a few wickets, and the Warriors will be very keen to have a 0 on that scoreboard. 48 for 0. You seen much of Sean Terry? I see him down there.
I played against him a couple of times when he'd just come over and started playing Inter-Pros, and didn't quite see him get into form, but I was part of that squad that went away to Scotland Day and watched him with pleasure. Just he got 250, and I haven't seen an innings as good as that in a long time. Plays the short ball unbelievably well. Obviously from Perth, growing up in those conditions, looks so comfortable. And then as the innings went on, it just looked so easy for him. But yeah, he's a very, very good player. Lovely guy as well.
Yeah.
Great guy to be around.
Yeah. Dockrell to Rankin.
I thought that was one of the best innings I'd ever seen, and then playing at North Down a couple of weeks ago, I saw young Adam Dennison get a double 100 as well. So two fantastic innings this year.
Yeah, a fantastic knock from Adam Dennison.
Oh.
Good delivery. It's a useful delivery. Yeah, that must have been a fantastic knock by Adam.
Yeah, he batted very sensibly up until he got his 100, and then he just went through the gears, and he played some of the shots he was playing off our test bowler Suresh Randiv. He was hitting him inside over cover, and then next ball he would run down and clip him over mid wicket. And he would have been a nightmare as a captain to try and set a field to, because wherever we didn't have men, he was able, and was in the form, they put it wherever he wanted, really. And then some of the shots he played off Craig Young, and Craig, it was with the second new ball, and Craig was running and bowling quick as he does, and he was getting down on one knee and scooping him into the car park, which was impressive. I know, like, he was on 100 whatever, not out, but to be able to do that to someone like Craig Young at his pace as well was good to watch.
Not often in the space of about a month, 6 weeks, you see a pair of double hundreds.
No, it was good to watch, and I think the Inter-Pro series allows players to do that, and like, it'd be difficult doing that in a club game, so they have the chance to bat long and bat as well for a long period of time. I think the Inter-Pro provides that.
One of the questions that I ask all my contributors and my guests, and I'll pose it at you. Good shot there by Ross Allen, just punching it through the covers. It's another 2 runs. The best bowler you've ever faced?
Best bowler. That's a good question. I think Nathan Lyon from Australia. I played him.
He's an interesting.
I found him the hardest to play, because we played him in Stormont just before their Ashes series, and they had an unbelievable tackle. They had Siddle, Pattinson, Ahmed, the leg spinner, but Nathan Lyon was able to drift it at pace and then spin it away from, like, Mikey play, and just brought all dismissals into it. It was unbelievable to play, and very difficult. And he eventually got. But yeah, he's up there. I faced Cummins in Belfast as well. Patrick Cummins from Australia, and he was the speed of light. So him and Nathan Lyon.
Okay. And while on the field of play, best batsman you've seen? Most impressive?
Most impressive. I saw HANLEY get 100 against us in Canberra. He looked at ease. But I suppose Joycey, you'd have to say Joycey's up there as well. One of our own. Like he makes it look ridiculously easy, which is quite frustrating from the sidelines. And then you go out and bat and it's not as easy at all. Yeah, he's a joy to watch. Yeah, played against some. It's hard. I suppose I've never really played against De Villiers or played against Coley. He seemed to have a lot of time anyway when I was bowling at him, which is very frustrating as well.
Yeah. In comes Dockrell to Rankin. It's another dot delivery. The Warriors moved on to 52 without loss now. Keep expecting the umpire to turn around and wave his arms when you're so used to watching one-day cricket.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice change for a bowler when one doesn't quite swing free and goes down leg side and it's not a wide. It's quite. This is the first time the batsmen have switched ends for quite a number of overs, so.
It's a wonderful ground, Malahide, Stuart, isn't it?
Yeah, Frosty's done an unbelievable job here. It's so nice when the sun's out and you're sitting on top of the grass bank across from us. It's a lovely view, and here we have a handshake from the players. It looks like a draw.
Well, I want to thank my guest, Stuart Thompson, very much indeed, and thank you for coming in and having a chat with me. I wish you nothing but success and happiness over the coming months, and particularly over the coming weeks. I wish you well with Eglinton, and
thanks very much, Healy.
Stay top of that league, and we'll be watching closely, and well done today. My guest, pleasure, Stuart. My guest, Stuart Thompson. And so that concludes this HANLEY Energy IP Championship game between Leinster Lightning and the Northwest Warriors. The Warriors won the toss in this game. Unfortunately, we lost day one due to the rain. On day two, the Warriors scored 302 runs. In reply, Leinster Lightning scored 378 declared. And Leinster Lightning were back out in the field with not many overs to bowl, and the Warriors in their second innings scored 53 runs without loss. I'd like to thank you very much indeed for your company over the last number of days. It's been a pleasure bringing this game to you. And can I remind you of the big game this Saturday, the All-Ireland final between Waringstown and Merrion. We look forward to bringing you that game live. From us all here in Malahide Cricket Club, I say good evening and thank you for your company.
We pride ourselves on service excellence, quality and innovation, dedicated to partnering with world-class achievers. Our energy management systems can achieve sustained energy reductions with zero impact on operations. Critical power and data center environments demand 100% uptime. We provide customized solutions using thousands of products, including Malahide, our very own server room in a box for the office environment. HANLEY Energy, bringing you the Inter-Provincial series. We pride ourselves on service excellence, quality and innovation, dedicated to partnering with world-class achievers. Our energy management systems can achieve sustained energy reductions with zero impact on operations. Critical power and data center environments demand 100% uptime. We provide customized solutions using thousands of products, including Malahide, our very own server room in a box for the office environment. HANLEY Energy, bringing you the Inter-Provincial series. We pride ourselves on service excellence, quality and innovation, dedicated to partnering with world-class achievers. Our energy management systems can achieve sustained energy reductions with zero impact on operations. Critical power and data center environments demand 100% uptime. We provide customized solutions using thousands of products, including Malahide, our very own server room in a box for the office environment. HANLEY Energy, bringing you the
Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Malahide Cricket Club. It's been a really enthralling 2-day game for what should have been a 3-day game. Unfortunately, we were rained off on day 1, but day 2 and day 3 provided some terrific entertainment. First of all, I'd like to say a very hearty congratulations to the standing umpires today, David Bradley, Azam Ali Beg, and our third umpire, Aidan Seaver. Thank you, gentlemen. I also have to thank two of Ireland's finest scorers, Andrew Mooney and Helen Caird, for keeping such a splendid book. So, thank you very much indeed. My thanks also go to Philip Frost and all the ground staff for producing a splendid wicket and such a wonderful outfield. So Frosty and all your crew, thank you very much indeed. Without any further ado, I'm absolutely delighted to congratulate Leinster Lightning for winning the HANLEY Energy Inter-Provincial Championship for the 4th year running. It's been a marvellous achievement, and without any further ado, I'd like to call upon their captain, John Anderson. Over here first. Hold on. Just one or two questions. You enjoy the last couple of days?
Yeah, very much. It was a great wicket. Pity it was only 2 days.
I think it had all the makings of being a really good 3-day game had we got a third day.
Yes, it did. It's always a great competition playing against the other two sides, the Warriors in this game, and it was all set up there for a good game. Unfortunately, obviously, with one day lost, we couldn't get a result there.
Okay. John Anderson, thank you very much, and I'm now delighted to call on Niall Franklin from HANLEY Energy to present the HANLEY Energy Inter-Provincial title to John Anderson of Leinster. My final thank you, ladies and gentlemen, is of course to the Northwest Warriors for giving us a really good couple of days, and I wish you well in the remaining back end of your season, and finally, as you head home, do so safely. Thank you very much indeed.